Guys, it's been a long time since I've been face to face with a camera. I haven't seen you guys in like a couple years. I think the last video I did was the anime one with Liam. But I'm back. I'm back with a vengeance. Okay, I've been watching shitty ass fucking anime. I've been watching it with my friends and we've just been looking for the worst of the worst. But we went into this looking for, maybe in all these shitty anime, we can find something that resonates with one of us. Something like a diamond in the rough. I think this is what this video series is going to be. It's going to be us, me and you, of course, trying to look through all these old, maybe new, shitty anime, trying to find something that we can resonate with. So today we watched School Days, alright? School Days, you've probably heard of it. I would honestly consider it a classic at this point. It's like somehow exceeded time in a way where no matter what time it is, someone will fucking be talking about School Days and why it's either the best show ever or the worst shit they've ever seen. So of course, I had to watch it. I had to see, is this trash anime actually a fucking masterpiece? If you don't know what School Days is, I mean, educate yourself first of all. Maybe go watch it. Form your own opinions. If you want the quick premise, it's kind of like a romance, a little bit, but it's really fucking trashy. To give you a little bit of perspective, in the first episode, the main character, Makoto, he finds a love interest. He asks her to go on a date. They kind of become like a little thing. Not too much of a thing, but a thing, at least. Honestly, the rest of the show just kind of boils down to how Makoto can fuck up everybody's life. It's not all him. Later on, there are some other characters that do some pretty shitty things, but a lot of it is just kind of psychological warfare. The story of School Days is driven by the characters, so the characters have to be good for the story to be good. That being said, a lot of the characters look the same. It's really hard to tell the difference between her and her. The only character name that I actually memorized was Makoto, and that's just because it's a really fucking easy name. I don't remember any other character. I call this one the rape guy. I call this one the short-haired girl. I call this one
depressed bitch.
I call this the omnipotent lolly. It's just kind of how it goes. All that being said, I actually do think that the characters are well written, and that's kind of the most important part. Every character kind of goes through their own little arc. Without spoiling it too much, characters sort of grow and their decisions make sense. A lot of people will say the ending doesn't make sense, but it's pretty pog, so who fucking cares? This is the part of the video where I would try to justify everything that all the different characters did and try to explain why it makes sense for their character to do so. But all of it is just spoils, so I'm not gonna do that. This is a friendly show for everybody. All I gotta say is, once Loopy gets involved, everything just kind of goes to shit. I'll just say that. You guys know what I'm talking about. I think a really important part of any sort of medium is the music. The music is something that can set the mood, something that like distinguishes, for instance, an anime from a manga. It sets the mood and it can make you feel a lot more things than just like empty space. So for the music in School Days, I actually think it serves its purpose really well. None of the tracks are memorable, nothing really stands out as good. But I remember there was one scene on top of the school that they had where one character kind of catches another doing something not very good, and the music gets really fucking scary and it made everything really tense. Parts like that is why I think music is so important for any medium. That's what stuck with me. So the next part is the ending, and I did obviously write a bunch of spoiler parts for this, and I regret that now, so I'm just gonna kind of go over it very vaguely. The ending that we all know, if you've seen it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I think it's one of the best scenes in any anime. I think the suspense and everything else that accumulates in that scene, with the phone ringing and the like boiling water in the background, everything is orchestrated so perfectly in that scene that like I just what else is there? Name something else. You gonna name like Naruto vs Sasuke? Who fucking gives a shit, dude? So I have to differentiate like this type of video from any other sort of anime review. So I figured I would have a little bit of a segment called the literalist at the end here. It's supposed to serve as like all the trashiest bits and then give the biggest, trashiest piece of shit in the whole anime. Give an award almost. For this anime, it's definitely not hard to try to like to find something that's trashy about it. Look at any fucking episode. You could probably skip into a random time and still find something completely fucking trashy. Pretty much every situation that has to do with these two characters, they're absolutely like insane. The part with these three characters or this loopy-haired bitch, you know, the time, that's all very trashy. But I think for me, I have to give the big piece of shit award to just the male writing. Male writing is just fucking god awful. Both the like main characters who are guys in the show are pieces of shit. I mean, I don't have to make a point for Makoto. If you've watched the show, you know he's a piece of shit. But I think like a huge offender is his best friend. The guy starts out as like kind of the comic relief, and I really liked him. Every time he was on screen, I would pog champ. He was just fun. But he quickly and very suddenly got very bad at the part where they're at their school festival thing. Okay, now that the literalist is out of the way, I'm just gonna give the final verdict. So I did watch this with some of my friends, and we decided to call ourselves Dumpster Diving Incorporated. All of our totals out of 10 combined turned out to be a 6.2 out of 10. So I mean, it's above 5, so we liked it. I think I personally gave it either a 7 or an 8. I really liked it. I think you should go out and watch it right now if you haven't already. It's a classic. It's a bit difficult to get into, but once you get into it, just like all the drama will just suck you in. It's like YouTube drama, the anime. Well, I think that's all I'm going to do for this video. If you guys have any advice for me, future videos, let me know. I'm trying to get back into the YouTube thing. Might be interesting. Subscribe if you aren't already. Peace out.